Well, Ann Coulter, of course, the brilliant columnist, the best-selling author, her latest book, In Trump We Trust, and, of course, nobody better on Twitter or Facebook. You go to AnnCoulter.com. You can get everything there. Ann Coulter, how you doing?
Fantastic. How are you, Mark Simone?
Oh, you sound happy today. Does this have
because your candidate lost and Trumpism prevails.
My candidate? I didn't have a candidate.
Trump. Your president.
I don't know anything about Alabama Senate candidates. They look like two Andy Griffiths.
You know about Trump, and Trump has not been following Trumpism. We now see there are two different things. Trumpism 1, Trump 0.
Yeah. But you should be happy because yesterday construction began on the first prototype of the wall.
Oh, what are they painting? The little rickety fences they have?
No!
So I'm sorry. Until they bring in the Israeli engineers and we get a nice border just like Israel has, I am not going to be satisfied.
But they have a bunch of prototypes, and there's a part in California where they're each going to build a section of prototype, and the first one began construction yesterday.
Okay, we'll see.
What does it take to make you happy?
A wall. Have I been unclear on that point? Perhaps I need to tweet about it more. By the way, one thing I love on your Twitter page, and I guess anyone who's listening to your radio show is already following you on Twitter, but if you're not, you must follow Mark Simone. He puts up fantastic videos. Oh, my gosh, I love the Rachel Maddow explaining how Anthony Weiner is innocent.
Oh, not just explaining. She goes through scientific evidence, absolute digital proof that he didn't put up those pictures.
Well, you know, I have a whole section in Demonic because that is a book about mobs and mob behavior, and it is an attribute of the mob to grasp onto conspiracy theories. And it really is true, contrary to the headlines you read. You don't get a lot of conspiracy theories on the right, even the birther thing. I mean, our president excluded. That was, as we know, started by Hillary. It was shot down by my newspaper, Human Events, by me on TV. You never heard about it on Fox News. It was always MSNBC pushing the birther thing to make all opposition to Obama look crazy. But no one of any prominence on the right believed it. Whereas I have a whole section on specifically, well, a page, maybe 2 pages, of Rachel Maddow conspiracy theories, because you tend to forget these things. There was the bridge, these are a few off the top of my head, the bridge collapse in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was 100% because Republicans cut government spending. And then, the GAO report comes out 4 years later. No, it was design construction flaw. There was the census worker who was killed in the backwoods of Kentucky. And whoa, Rachel hawked that one night after night. You will hear this nowhere else. She totally thought it was a murder of the census worker by ginned up right-wingers, which always seemed a little fishy to me. Does anybody care about census workers? They're just handing out questionnaires. They're not like, the IRS or the EPA or somebody who can put you in prison. In any event, investigation concludes it turns out it was a suicide and an insurance scam. The guy wanted his kids to get the life insurance. But my favorite one, I won't go through all of them, there are a whole slew of them, was she and, I believe at the time, our longtime favorite, Keith Olbermann.
Oh, whatever happened to him?
I know. I think my secret plan to drive him to suicide may have worked. There was a pro-gun rights rally on April 19th, and the two of them, I think they dedicated their entire shows to these dangerous right-wing lunatics going out and celebrating. What did they think they were celebrating on April 19th? The date of, as every child in America used to know, the date of Lexington and Concord. They thought the gun rights people were celebrating the Oklahoma City bombing. So there's your little Rachel Maddow update for today. But how about Alabama?
Well, it was a victory for everybody who supports Trump, and it was the loser of Alabama was Mitch McConnell.
And Donald Trump and Jared Kushner. This is now, as Mickey Kaus pointed out in a fantastic blog item this morning, he has the 5 great things about the Alabama election. He's a beautiful writer. But this is now Jared Kushner's third strike. It was Jared's idea to fire Comey. Well, that's great. That got you Robert Mueller. It was Jared's idea to bring in Anthony Scaramucci. You may recall at the time, the media was just in heaven about the internal warfare in the Trump White House with Bannon saying, you'll fire Scaramucci over my dead body. Well, that worked out fantastically well, hiring Scaramucci. And now it was Jared's idea to back establishment weenie, amnesty-supporting Luther Strange in this Republican primary in Alabama.
Do we know it was Jared? I thought I always assumed it was some weird favorite of Mitch McConnell.
No, your president, Donald Trump, hates Mitch McConnell.
I know, but I thought they made some secret little bargain or something. This guy was Mitch McConnell's guy.
I think Bannon was correct in that 60 Minutes interview, though some of us said it at the time, that the original mistake of the Trump administration was to get to Washington and think, okay, well, we don't know how to do this. We need to embrace the establishment Republicans. They've been here. They know how to get stuff done. And that is totally Jared. So at what point does your president stop taking awful advice?
Well, he'll get there. He'll get there. Hey, it's only the first, 7 months, 8 months that he's been there?
Boy, we could have a big wall by then.
Well, you get your wall. Well, hey, once he starts building, guy's a construction expert, you'll get your wall.
It is also great news, as Mickey Kaus points out. This is Coulter, too, and I think your highly educated listeners will recall this. When Eric Coulter outspent his unknown economics professor in a Republican primary in Virginia, Eric Coulter, a member of the Republican leadership, who, footnote, supported amnesty, and little Dave Bratt, he's actually a very tall man, but nobody knows who he is. He's outspent like 40 to 1. All the Chamber of Commerce, the exact same forces fighting for Luther Strange. It's the Koch brothers, it's the Chamber of Commerce, it's the businessmen whom I would like to like. I believe in the free market and capitalism, but so many of them, they just don't care about the country. They just want to make that one more dollar in profit, or in Mark Simone's case, get a cheap manicure.
Manicure, hey. The problem is you got these Republicans are all corrupted. They're all K Street driven. They're all tangled up.
Why are they corrupted by businessmen? Don't businessmen understand? If you get the cheap labor, you're going to get an all Nancy Pelosi government, and good luck with your tax cutting and lower regulation. But in any event, Dave Bratt beats Eric Coulter. And that was the end of Rubio's amnesty, which had sailed through the Senate, was supported by every mainstream media outlet and a few on the right, and was really being opposed by like 2 blogs, my mighty Twitter feed, and 4 talk radio hosts, including one of your favorites, Howie Carr. That was the end of it, because it doesn't matter if the media, as the media will be doing on this Alabama victory, they will be rushing out saying it is about anything but amnesty.
Well, listen.
But in fact, the 2 candidates, Luther Strange and your candidates, establishment candidate supporter, and Roy Moore, they were neck and neck until Trump's infamous meeting with Nancy and Chuck when he came out for amnesty, and then Roy Moore sailed ahead. And the Washington Post and the New York Times can scream from the rooftops, oh no, this was about the collapse of Obamacare, oh, it's anti-McConnell. It doesn't matter. People who have to stand for re-election know what this means. This is the end of the DACA deal.
Well, all right, but listen, you get rid of Eric Coulter, you get Mitch McConnell. You get rid of Mitch McConnell, you'll get another K Street favorite. I mean, Bannon may be right.
No, we got rid of Jeb, exclamation point, Rubio, Cruz, Bush, and we got Trump. We got rid of Coulter, we got Brad. No, and as you know, I'm usually against primarying incumbent Republicans. But as long as you pick your cases carefully, and Alabama's a great case because it's a very wonderful and Republican state.
Yeah, all right. Well, you may be right. We got to go one by one, but it's going to take a long time, Dave.
No, eventually, as Voltaire says, we hang one to encourage the others. I mean, I think we've hung enough by now. The encouragement doesn't seem to be working, but I think a few more hangings, and maybe Washington will finally get the message, Stop with the third world immigration.
All right. Well, everybody get Ann Coulter's book if you haven't read it, In Trump We Trust. And guys, her new column comes out tomorrow. Go to AnnCoulter.com. Follow Ann Coulter on Twitter. Make sure you follow her on Facebook. And Ann Coulter, thanks for being with us.
Good to talk to you, Mark Simone. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.